County Sheriff deputy is back home tonight recovering following a pursuit that ended in a fiery crash.
Now, the sheriff's office shared video and pictures of the cruiser driven by Deputy Dominic Luke Friday. The crash left him with broken bones, torn ligaments, a concussion, and various cuts and bruises. He was released from the hospital on Saturday.
About 10 o'clock Friday night, Deputy Luck attempted a traffic stop of a vehicle that was speeding on Highway 79 near County Road N. That vehicle turned down the county road, lost control, and rolled into a field. He also lost control and ended up in a creek, which led to the cruiser catching fire.
The driver of the other vehicle, now identified as 26-year-old Dustin Hayes, had minor injuries. He was arrested for several traffic violations.